Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we tackled the Cortez mission mall shootout. This video is all about the next Cortez mission, Guardian Angels. This isn't the last Cortez mission, we'll have two more from him throughout the rest of this game, but it's going to be the last Cortez mission for a while. Passing this mission awards $1,000 as well as a post-mission phone call which will give us official access to Starfish Island and a new mission giver in Ricardo Diaz. Also, passing this mission allows us to obtain a 5-star wanted level, whereas before we pass this mission, we can only get a maximum of 4 wanted stars. The premise of this mission is that Colonel Cortez's buddy, Ricardo Diaz, is doing a deal with the Cubans, but Diaz wants some extra security, and so Cortez is asking us to do him yet another favor and provide extra security over Ricardo Diaz's deal. Unsurprisingly, things will go horribly wrong, and the deal will be interrupted by a bunch of Haitians. We will have plenty of interaction with both the Haitians and Cubans once we unlock the Western Island. The Haitians will spawn in Little Haiti, obviously. The Cubans will spawn in Little Havana, and we'll have missions dealing with both of them. This mission represents a rare appearance of either the Haitians or the Cubans over here on the Eastern Island. To help us defend Ricardo Diaz, Colonel Cortez has left us with some special firepower here in the multi-story car park. In this case, it's a Ruger, 210 rounds to be specific. The Ruger is a very powerful assault rifle that will help us blow up a bunch of the cars that the Haitians are in. Picking up this Ruger is required for this mission. You cannot move to the next step of this mission until you pick up the Ruger. And then once you do pick up the Ruger, mysteriously, Lance Vance shows up out of nowhere. How he knew we were here and had just picked up the Ruger, I don't know. Apparently he has been keeping an eye on us like he promised in a previous mission. I prefer calling this weapon the Ruger, which is the name in the original PS2 version of the game, but in all other versions of the game it's called the Kruger with a K in the front, and that's what you saw in the top left corner. But calling it the Kruger just reminds me too much of the Freddy movies, so that's scary times for me. Ruger it is. So we drive Lance over to the meetup where Ricardo Diaz is supposed to meet up with the Cubans. It's in an alley here in Washington Beach, and I'll remind you that we saw Ricardo Diaz in the Ken mission The Party. Mercedes pointed him out to us as he was yapping away with Colonel Cortez. Mercedes seemed very eager to not interact with Diaz. I'll remind you of that with the party cutscene right here.
Colonel, your party deserves a triumph. I can only apologize.
Oh, de nada, amigo. How do we find you?
Our business is very trying. Barbarians at the gate. A time for rewarding one's friends and liquidating one's enemies, amigo.
Who's the loudmouth?
Ricardo Diaz. He's Mr. Coke.
Now back to my vanilla attempt here as we get close to meeting up with Ricardo Diaz, and I was surprised to find that there was this zone near the meetup where I could kill a lot of people, including several police officers, and the wanted stars would show up momentarily and then instantly disappear. So if you have a wanted level, when you walk into that pink marker because you got it before you entered the no wanted level zone, it will also instantly disappear. Kind of interesting that the game is preventing you from getting into too much wanted trouble. So here we officially meet Ricardo Diaz. He'll be our next mission giver, like I mentioned. And it's going to be up to me and Lance and a couple of Ricardo's henchmen to defend them and the two Cubans that are about to arrive. The Cubans will also obviously defend themselves. So here come the Cubans in a Cuban Hermes, a very cool looking car that drives like hot garbage. And now we just wait for things to go horribly wrong. Seems a little quiet here. Maybe it's too quiet. So you can check out on the minimap there that we've got a triangle pointing downwards. That means that the target is below us. So here's the first voodoo coming to stir up some trouble. So two Haitians come out of this voodoo. And two Haitians come out of the second voodoo. And again, looking at the minimap, we will see that there's a square now, not a triangle, because we're on the same level as this vehicle. So what is that? 4 Haitians coming out of that burrito. One of them is going to head up and start hassling Lance. You can see that Lance has his own health bar there, and Diaz has a health bar. If either of them dies during this mission, then the mission fails. Here's the second burrito. I think it's another 4 Haitians coming out of this one. And once they're dead, then the next phase of the mission begins. Again, taking a look at the minimap, we see one final voodoo with 2 more Haitians coming out of it. And take a look at Lance's health as he gets wrecked by this one Haitian who goes up there. Eventually, Lance takes the Haitian out. I was getting ready to intervene, but once this Haitian dies, we get the final phase of this mission. It's 2 Haitians on Sanchez's. Listen to the gunshot coming up, as well as what Diaz says.
Don't just stand there, you pricks! Chase that Haitian dickhead down!
So that gunshot sound was the sound of a sniper round, and the problem here is that nobody in this battle has any sniper ammo, and you can determine that by killing the folks in the battle one at a time, including Lance, and none of them will drop any sniper ammo, so this sniper sound is meant to be dramatic, but it is an oversight in terms of the programming, because nobody here has any sniper ammo. So I just killed the one remaining Haitian, and he dropped the briefcase. We pick it up and bring Diaz back his money to wrap up this mission. So the other thing I wanted you to pay attention to was Diaz's words. He said, chase that Haitian dickhead down. And the fact is there are Haitian-friendly versions of this game, official versions of Vice City, where the word Haitian was removed from what Diaz said right there. So instead of chase that Haitian dickhead down, it becomes chase that dickhead down. So here I'm demonstrating that to finish the mission, you can't be on a bike or in a vehicle, you have to be on foot. And so now we introduce ourselves finally with our name to Ricardo Diaz, and he says he will see us soon, and he will, because he'll be our next mission giver. And now I'm going to fast forward the trip over to Starfish Island, where we will pick up a phone call, which will officially unlock Starfish Island. This phone call is one of my favorite from the game, so I'll play it in its entirety.
Tommy, it's Ricardo Diaz. I want to thank you for looking out for me, my man. I heard that prick Cortez. He said you're the real deal, my friend. Will you not come see me? I need a guy like you. All I have now is dickheads. Dickheads everywhere, yo. I make you real rich.
Dickheads everywhere, yo. I love that line. So, welcome to Starfish Island. Let's pretend like we haven't been here a million times already. So you can walk on the pedestrian sidewalk, or you can walk on the road. You can even walk right through the pointy parts of this gate. It's awesome. So notice on the minimap that there is a brand new icon for us, D, that is for Ricardo Diaz. He's our brand new mission giver. Also notice that there is no longer a C icon on the map. Colonel Cortez has 2 more missions for us, but we cannot do them just yet. And here I'm demonstrating that we now have the capability of getting a 5-star wanted level, whereas before we passed this mission, our wanted level was capped at 4 stars. So there is our first ever 5-star wanted level in this series. Awesome. And with the 5-star wanted level, we get a brand new vehicle coming after us, the FBI Rancher. And so I guess I want all the vehicles in the game. I don't really have a spot to store this one on the Eastern Island at this moment, but here I am just demonstrating the brand new car that didn't show up until just now because we weren't able to get that 5-star wanted level until now. And I think we'll look backwards here. You can see the flashing blue light on the dashboard of this vehicle, and I can turn that blue light on or off. And you can also do the vigilante missions in the FBI Rancher. So now I'll show you some fail states and some quirks from this mission. So what happens if we kill Lance? So we're going to get the fail state message, Lance died, which is interesting because it doesn't tell us that we killed Lance. It just says that Lance died. And we'll actually get that same exact message when one of the Haitians kills Lance later on. Sometimes when you blow up the mission-specific furnace here from Lance, you fail, but in this case, it's no problem. You can actually take Lance over to the deal in any vehicle. And so if we hop on this bike, Lance hops on right behind us. This is quite cozy. It turns out that the Admiral that Diaz brings to this mission has a number of special properties, a number of proofs. I'm going to show one of them to you here. It is bulletproof. Well, first I'll show you that it's locked because the game doesn't want you to take this Admiral, but we will. So here, I should just take a few rounds of minigun ammo to explode just about any vehicle in the game, but not this one. And here we'll fail for shooting one of the guards here. Check your fire. You're supposed to be watching over Diaz and his men, not shooting them. Indeed. But if you really want this Admiral, you can just fail the mission like I did, and then it becomes unlocked. Pretty sweet. So the game wants us to take Lance to the drop-off, but Lance is fairly useless, so what if we just leave him behind? You've left Lance behind, go and get him. Oh, do I have to? So you pick him up. Lance doesn't seem offended that you abandon him, but he is still useless. Okay, let's follow Lance up his set of stairs. We're going to punch him just to let him know we'll be right back. I wanted to see if you would fail for abandoning this location, and you don't at this early point in the mission because the Cubans haven't shown up. Notice that I have a 2-star wanted level, and it's going to disappear when we get close to the mission. So we enter the no wanted star zone, and whatever wanted level you have just goes away. Here, I wanted to see if I could proceed while on my Faggio, and the answer is no, and the game despawned my Faggio up there at the top of the stairs. Take a look at Lance's health. It's already not 100%, even though he hasn't been attacked by anyone yet, and it's because he was involved in an explosion on the drive over to the mission starting marker. So his damage counted even from before we got the damage meter. And then you can fail for abandoning the mission if you do it after the Cubans get there. It's my understanding that you actually won't fail for going too far away as long as you keep your line of sight towards the deal, even if you can't see it because there's buildings in between. But as long as you keep looking in the direction of where the mission is happening, then you don't fail, even if you get far away. Okay, so we're going to damage Lance for science. You can see his health is way down, and we'll wait for one of the Haitians to come over and kill Lance the rest of the way. And it says Lance died. Again, same message that we got when we killed Lance over in the parking garage. Lance died. So no message here saying that we killed Lance, just that Lance died. In this case, my fist is mistaken for a bullet, which is, I don't know, pretty common in real life, honestly. I have strong fists. Here I blew up the first voodoo with my minigun, and now I'll blow up the Cuban Hermes also with my minigun, and Diaz is going to die from those 2 explosions. I failed to protect him. Oh, I did a lot worse than that. So you can fail for letting the Haitian dickhead get away, but he doesn't have a specific destination in mind. He just kind of drives around randomly, even if he's chasing you. And so I got on his yellow Sanchez, and he could have just taken mine, which was identical. But I'll bike away from him. He's running after me, and if I get too far away, then I get the fail message about letting him get away. Diaz will have your balls for this. Ouch. So here's a different fail state that I didn't know existed until I made this video. It turns out that if you blow up the bike and him at the same time, you get this message. You lost Diaz's money. Next time, try not to reduce the money to ashes. Yeah, the money got burned because we exploded his bike. That said, it's fine to blow up his bike as long as he's not on it. And so here with the bike away from the Haitian dickhead, we'll explode it, which will explode our bike. He'll die in the explosion, and the money is safe and sound, not burned. Kaboom. So this next clip was pretty weird. I managed to get the Haitian off of his bike, and then I got on his bike, which he was not thrilled by. Remember, he was chasing me on his bike in a previous clip, so he knocks me off, and then he gets on and immediately off. Why did he do that? I don't understand that. Like, he could have just driven away. So anyway, once he's on foot, I think he's on foot forever. He's not trying to get back onto his Sanchez. And he, again, doesn't have a particular destination, although he's smart enough to run away from me. So I punched him a few times and eventually killed him with the fisticuffs. Get some. Wow, that's an interesting death animation he had there. Here I'll point out that I'm in the street a little bit south of the alley, and then we go through this cutscene, and I'm no longer in the street. Where am I? Oh, I'm teleported back up to the rooftop. Yeah, so I guess they didn't want Tommy to get an advantage by being really close to where the Sanchez spawns, so they teleport you back up to the stairs if you're too close to the Sanchez. Look away now if you're sensitive to flashing screens. So here I'm going to push F3 a few times to show that I've made a replay where that weapon is going to spawn. This is something I did off video, and now I'll start the mission. And once we get through this cutscene by skipping it, I will play the replay, which will momentarily put Tommy where the weapon is, but just triggers the cutscene because I just picked up the weapon in that replay. And so the game figures I must be here in the car park legitimately. So what happens if I shoot one of the Cubans myself? Well, we failed, but it's a different fail message, so I'll show it. There ain't going to be a deal if you shoot Cubans. So then I tried to fool around with tanks by using the cheat code Panzer, which just gives you a tank. And so I repeatedly put a tank in that alley, and take a look. It's going to disappear right there. You can see, and I'll put a tank right here. It'll accidentally plop right on top of the poor Cubans, which I thought I would fail, but instead I just soft locked, like I can't do anything. It looks like the tank is going to get off of them, but I don't know. There's no resolution for this when the game is done here. There's nothing I can do to get out of this cutscene. So every single time I put a tank in that alley at multiple phases during this mission, the tank always disappeared in the next cutscene. So no fun with tanks to be had. Next, I wanted to see if Lance Vance would get into a helicopter with me. So we're picking him up over here at the car park. I've already woken him up, and now I just need to get close to him so he follows me down the ramp. And will he hop in to the Sea Sparrow? Come on in, bud. Indeed, he will. So I'll skip the short flight over to the deal, and I'll just show you me delicately, gingerly guiding this large, large vehicle into that small space for the pink marker. But eventually we get there, and then that attempt proceeded as usual. So I had two challenges I wanted to try for this mission. One of them involves taking out that lead Haitian on the Sanchez with a sniper rifle. And from here, meaning I don't want to get onto the Sanchez and chase this guy. I just want to get like a lucky shot from really far away. So failed on that attempt. I just straight missed. Failed on my second attempt too, which I won't show you, but I just missed. And then here I got a better run up, and took him out. So not too bad. Took 3 tries. Actually, less attempts than I thought it was going to take to get that challenge done. And then my last challenge that I'm going to show you involves trying to proceed through the entire mission using only the chainsaw, meaning I'm going to have that chainsaw equipped from the moment I get up to the top of my stairs, and I'm not going to unequip it at any point. And I'm going to try to kill as many of the Haitians with the chainsaw as I can. And that includes the guy on the Sanchez there, which means that I'm going to give him a bigger lead than I would like to, because it's going to take me a while with my chainsaw in hand to make my way over to my own Sanchez. And then I can't drive by the guy, or at least I'm not allowing myself to drive by the guy on the Sanchez. I'm going to try to knock him off his bike and then chainsaw him for victory. So let's watch my attempt here. You can see how many of the Haitians I was able to take out with my chainsaw. So far, I have killed all 4 Haitians, plus one of Diaz's henchmen was actually my first kill. That was an accident. And then we got, let's see, those 3 guys right there. Oh, Lance needs some help. What a surprise. Hold on, buddy, I'm coming. It's a big, heavy chainsaw. There we go. All right, 8 for 8 on the kills with the chainsaw. Again, proving Lance's incompetence. So actually, I think I'm not going to get one of these 4 coming out of this van here. So that's 1. That's 2. Oh, maybe it's only 3 guys, but anyway. Oh, yeah, there's the 4th guy. But anyway, Diaz definitely took out one of the ones in the blue shirts. So here we are, taking out these 2 guys right here. Come here, bud. Got something for you. There you go. Okay, and then the last one is the Sanchez. So again, I'm not going to put away my chainsaw in order to get to my Sanchez quicker. I'm just going to waddle my way over to my bike. Here we go. And then we're going to chase that Haitian dickhead down. I've actually made a concerted effort throughout this series and through my GTA 3 True 100% Plus series to really minimize the amount of times that I cursed. I try to be, I don't know, like kid friendly, although I really hope there aren't kids watching this. The game is not appropriate for kids, but gosh, the number of times I have said dickhead in this video is way more than I was expecting. Come here, dickhead. Boom. All right. So, mission accomplished. We're going to fast forward through the trip back to Diaz. Actually, we'll just let it play because I have something to say about the Special Admiral. So I've passed my challenge. This is the first attempt. It was a pretty easy challenge. And at the end of this attempt, before I walk into that pink marker, you're going to see that I angle myself in a very certain way. I'm going to kind of walk around the pink marker, and I'm going to be facing south and a little bit east. And the reason I want to do that is that I want this Special Admiral, and it is still locked. And I don't mind having like mission fails if they're required to get unique vehicles like this Admiral here. But it turns out it isn't required to fail this mission in order to get the Admiral. You want to face the angle that I was facing, and then as soon as this cutscene ends, it's unskippable. You make your way out to the road because Diaz went out to this road to the south, and then he turned left, and then he just abandoned his vehicle right there. At least that's where the programming ended. And yeah, and so as long as you're facing in the general direction of where that Admiral is going to sit at that traffic light, then you can just go ahead and grab it. It won't despawn during that unskippable cutscene where you're just by yourself, or where you're being congratulated by Diaz and then you're by yourself wondering where Lance Vance went. So there is exactly one garage that I have in mind for this one, and it's the garage that had an all-proof Admiral in it in the first episode of this series. You recall that I used a ton of cheats in that first episode of the series in order to push an all-proof but totally exploded Admiral all the way over here to this safe house on my left, Leaf Links Apartments, and got it in here. But then I didn't save that game. I didn't save that save file because I didn't want to use cheats at any point other than the fast forward cheat code and something else, this Quicksave program that I use. And so now we have an admiral here legitimately, and I'm going to save right here legitimately, and then I don't know why it says one or more cheats. It must have been in one of my earlier attempts because I don't think I used any cheats on that particular attempt. But anyway, I don't think that my save file is going to like get corrupted or anything. All right, so what I did there is use a weapon cheat, which I'm not going to save this save file here, but I just want to get myself some ammo so that I can show you all the cool proofs of this vehicle. I'm going to ignore this call from Diaz. So first, I'm going to show you that um, this special admiral is immune to damage from melee weapons, including this bat, and it's immune to fire, just like me. So there's a bunch of Molotovs I gave myself with that cheat code. And it is immune to bullets, except the glass will break and the tires will pop. And so if I drive it, I think you'll see me drive it here. Then you'll see that the tires are popped. But as soon as you bring it to one of your garages and let the garage door close, the broken glass and the popped tires will both be repaired. So yeah, bulletproof, but not the tires and not the glass. And then do we have rockets? Where's my rockets? Give me some rockets. I don't want a phone call. I want some rockets. This is me failing to type in professional tools. I think I had to do it 3 times. All right, grenade, close enough. Let's get to my rocket. And this fire truck was making noise the whole time. It was annoying me because it kept driving straight into the wall. So fire truck is not explosion proof, but this Admiral is. Kaboom! Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, this Admiral has a ton of the proofs, basically all the proofs except for the tires. You can see how wobbly they are here. They're all busted, and the glass, but they will be repaired once this garage door closes on the Admiral. And I didn't have to use any cheats to get this Admiral. So I'm gonna save this Admiral here. I don't know if we'll have some fun with it in a future episode. Here I'm just demonstrating that the tires and the windshield are all repaired, all good. And then we're going to load the save file before I use the weapons cheat code. And then we will head on over to Starfish Island and take that phone call and get ready for the very next mission in this video series. So the Admiral is there, it's safe and sound, and I'll come back to it at some other point. On my way to Starfish Island, I'll grab the armor so that we're filled up 300 hit points. Now we've got that Cortez phone call that I played for you earlier. The TLDR version of this phone call is dickheads everywhere, yo. Okay, so now we'll just fast forward, walking over to the brand new D icon on the map there. That stands for Diaz, Ricardo Diaz, and he will be our next mission giver for the next few videos. If you have anything to say about the mission Guardian Angels, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.